Hi everyone, welcome to another Journalist Toolbox update. My name is Mike Reilley. I'm the founder and editor of the Journalist Toolbox, and today we're going to explore part 2 of our two-part series on fact-checking photos and videos. We're going to explore some video fact-checking tools, starting with the YouTube data viewer, then WatchFrameByFrame, where you can break down a video by each frame to look and see if there's been something in there that's been doctored. We're also going to take a quick look at Invid, which has a nice Chrome plugin that works for fact-checking photos and videos. And then also explore the Verification Handbook, which is just a good research book on this topic and shares a lot of photo and video fact-checking tips and resources. You can find the links to these tools in our description right at the bottom of this video, so you can just go in there and click on the links and open up the tools if you want to follow along. Hit pause right now if you want to do that, and we'll rejoin in just a second. All right, welcome back everybody. Before we get started with our first tool, the YouTube data viewer, I wanted to mention journalisttoolbox.org. This is a website that's housed at the spj.org website. It's been there for the last 13 years. You can find all kinds of topics and resources here, helpful in reporting news stories. One of those areas is the trust and verification section. This category is a very deep vertical full of verification tools, starting with checking domain names. If you need to know who created a website, there are several tools in there that'll help you fact check a domain name. And also, just in our general fact checking resources section here, if you click on it, it opens up, and there are several recent updates to the page, fresh tools that we've posted, as well as several other resources on, from First Draft News. We've got training videos in here, many other things that are helpful to you. So that's the fact-checking resources in the Trust and Verification section on journalisttoolbox.org. Trust and Verification typically appears somewhere out here on the homepage. You can also find it in the Browse Topics section over here on the right-hand rail, or you can search it in the Explore section. To find other training videos, you just go to this training videos section, or subscribe to our newsletter here. We keep you updated on all the latest fact-checking tools. So let's get started here with our first tool, which is the YouTube data viewer. This is a tool that's created by Amnesty International. It uses Google image searches application programming interface. We covered Google reverse image search in our first video. This one actually takes and uses that technology in a tool that breaks down YouTube videos, pulls out little frames from the video, and allows you to reverse image search them so you can see where the video has appeared previously on the web and when. So this is a very important tool for people maybe that are working on a social media desk and you have a video shared with you, and someone says, hey, this is an explosion from a building in Kabul today. And you're not familiar with the video, you don't know the source that it's coming from, you don't know if it's Kabul, maybe you go into Google Earth and have looked around, can't really locate the area, but you just don't have a lot of information to go on. You don't want to retweet something that somebody may be sending to you that's 5 years old and they're telling you it's from today. People prank the media like that all the time. Or maybe the video's from some other part of the country or part of the world, and they're just saying it's from Kabul. So in order not to be tricked by something like that, you can take a YouTube video, and I've got a link here. This is to a fake terrorist attack that was staged at the Trafford Center a few years ago. And you can copy this YouTube link, and you can drop it into the little Amnesty International tool here and hit go. And as you'll see here, it pulled out randomly for thumbnails out of that video, and it's got a reverse image search button right next to it. It's got some instructions up here that explain how it works, but I'll hit this reverse image search, and you can do it on any of the 4 images or all of them. It will show you where else this image has appeared online and when it appeared. And as you scroll down here, here's the Trafford Center. It's appeared on this YouTube channel. It's appeared in the BBC, and if you look at the dates, March 28th, 2018, 2016, 2016. So maybe somebody sent you this video and said, hey, this is a terrorist attack in London today. And you do this reverse image search, and you see this date here. And again, had the Russia Today a mark on it, so we also knew it came from a media outlet. But that can be layered in or something like that. So people doctor videos all the time. Here's a good way to track when a video was first posted. The date, where it's appeared, maybe it shows up on a couple of joke blogs or something like that. Shows up in Snopes.com or a fact-checking site. That's a pretty quick red flag that this is, something that someone's misrepresented to you. So that's, it's not the perfect fact-checking tool for videos, but it's a pretty darn good one. It's something that you can use on the fly pretty easily. Our next tool is WatchFrameByFrame.com. WatchFrameByFrame allows you to break down a video frame by frame. So you can see if something's been doctored in it. Maybe you'll see a little corner of green screen or a funky shadow, or there'll be a little skip in there, and you'll notice, hey, wait a minute, this isn't a fluid shot. Somebody's sending you some raw video. And you can drop it in here using a link. You can drop in, both the full video URL from YouTube or Vimeo, or the video ID. It's the little number in YouTube that appears, or series of numbers that appears after the equal sign. So either way, it'll get you there. And it does have some other examples up here of videos people have loaded in, and you can break them down frame by frame. The one I'm going to show you, this is a pretty well-known video that's been doctored. A group of students in Montreal used to create a bunch of videos. They were filmmaking students. And this is one of a giant golden eagle sweeping down from the sky, and it grabs this little kid and carries it off. And there it goes. Oh, no. Okay, this is not real. This is shot with a green screen and was edited in the little kid and the bird. So to break this down frame by frame, you can grab this link up in the field up here, copy it, and go over to WatchFrameByFrame, and just drop the URL in there, and then play watch video. It'll just start playing. And it gives you some controls down at the bottom. You can also do this with your arrow keys, the comma and the period keys, to break it down frame by frame. Period is forward frame by frame. Comma is backwards frame by frame. So we'll play this back, and it's kind of choppy anyway here. But we'll get it up, and we'll wait for the bird to circle around here. And there's some clues in here that come pretty quickly. And I'll back this up a little bit. And as you back this up and forward, hitting the back button down here in the lower left, I could be hitting the comma as well. Watch the shadow of the bird and how it changes these funky shapes. And notice how the shadow's way out in front of the bird. Here it's just, boom, right in front of the people. And it seems really small. This is a giant eagle here. And I'll speed it up, or I'll move forward now, and keep watching that shadow and some of the forms it takes, and also the coloration of the shadow. It turns black almost at one point. Now it looks somewhat realistic, but watch, you'll see some coloring in there where there's some gaps. You should see the full wing shadow. You see gaps in there. Again, it takes a little sharper eye to see some of this. Now look how it's behind the bird, and the shape looks nothing like the actual bird. Watch the little boy here too. See how slender his shadow is? The sun is shining in from this angle. You can see his shadow, the chair, and the people that were in the background. This one here is off a little bit. And then watch as he grabs the little kid, and watch his shadow. Again, it's kind of funky. And there's a gap between he and the little kid. He's actually already picked up and grabbed the kid, and you'll see another little gap in here. He starts to carry the little critter off. And the angle of the kid doesn't really match. You see the little gap in there? It's supposedly his talons are hanging there, but it's not in the shadows. And then he supposedly goes flying off with the kid. So, if you break this down and really look hard at it, a sharp eye can pick this out pretty quickly and see that the shadows are just a little bit off. And that's one of the big clues when you're looking at these photos. Give it the eyeball test. Are the shadows shining the wrong way? Or if somebody sent you a video of oh, hey, here's this flood in Missouri, and you look and see the license plates on all the cars in the flood are New York, you know somebody's kind of pulling your leg. So that's WatchFrameByFrame. Very, very valuable tool for fact-checking videos. Another good tool is this one called Invid, I-N-V-I-D. If you just Google that, it's the very first link that pops up. They do several different types of tools here, you know, visual analytics, dashboard. They do a verification application. It works much like WatchFrameByFrame. They do have a mobile app that will check as well. What I really like is their verification plugin. You can check both photos and videos. Works much like Google image search and what we saw earlier with WatchFrameByFrame. And YouTube Data Viewer too, it has a tool in there built for that. This is not a Google tool. This is just a regular company over in Europe that built this, but you know, very valuable tool if you want to go that route, if you like your Chrome plugins. Verification Handbook, I always mention this one. This is required reading in all my journalism courses. If you are hiring people right out of school or even veterans of newsrooms, and before you ever let them touch a social media account, require them to read this book. They can get through it in a couple of hours. This is the second edition of it. It's housed at datajournalism.com, excuse me, or you can just Google Verification Handbook. It is free. You can look at the chapters down here and the amount of time it takes to read each. But it covers everything from, you know, investigating disinformation on social media, you know, how to verify questionable images, deep fakes in videos. Really, really good resources. So that's all we had for now. Again, we have a two-part series on fact-checking photos and videos. This is the video portion. So be sure to check out our other video on photo fact-checking at the journalisttoolbox.org YouTube page, which you can access right up here, training videos right off of journalisttoolbox.org. Thank you much. We'll see you soon.